Uncle Jeb's got his overalls on, he's hollering down the lane. Georgia Bubba's hiding his face, thinking, here we go again. Jeb's got a jug of moonshine, stories too wild to tell. Bubba's blushing, but laughing, he knows Jeb's raising hell. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb wherever he goes. They fished down at the creek, Jeb lost his right boot. Hollered that dang catfish just stole my Sunday suit. Bubba rolled his eyes but stayed by his old friend's side. Through all those wild misadventures, it's a heck of a ride. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb wherever he goes. They fished down at the creek, Jeb lost his right boots. Hollered that dang catfish just stole my Sunday suit. Bubba rolled his eyes but stayed by his old friend's side. Through all those wild misadventures, it's a heck of a ride. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb wherever he goes. Bubba knows someday these tales will fade to dust, but even through his grumbles, Jeb has earned his trust. Forever shout and holler, there's a twinkle in his eye. Bubba wouldn't trade him, not till the day he dies. Down at the county fair, Jeb's dancing with the pigs. Bubba tries to pull him out, but Jeb's just doing jigs. Let him laugh, Georgia Bubba. Jeb bellows through the dirt. Life ain't about looking pretty, it's about grass stains on your shirt. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb wherever he goes, wherever he goes.
Hey folks, Uncle Jeb here, Southern Fried Podcast. Yeah, you know what? We've been off the air for a little bit, you know. Couldn't get in the studio, Dave, you know. Pray for his wife, you know, she's had some problems, but she's doing a lot better now. But another thing, the reason me and Georgia Bubba hadn't been on, you know, we went on vacation, you know. We just went on vacation, and we like to go to the mountains. We've been going out west, and we went south, and we've been over in Alabama, and went to the races and all that. But we decided we'd go to the mountains, and we like to go up there to that Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, you know. So we went up there, and we went to that, what do you call that, comedy barn, yeah. You know, Bubba wanted to go see the comedy barn, you know. I was wanting to go see that, you know, them over where they're fighting, you know, them, what do they call them, the two families that don't get along, you know. Like up there in Kentucky, what do them people call it? I don't even remember, you know, I'm getting to be an old man and all that. But I wanted to go over there, but Georgia Bubba, he was a whining, you know, and wanted to go to the comedy barn, you know, he's kind of like Rob Wines and everything. And, you know how Georgia Bubba, just hold on just a minute there, Uncle Jeb, you embarrass me so much. What are you talking about embarrassing you? You know what, you little sniveling snot? I said we both wanted to go to the mountains. I just said that you wanted to go the comedy barn. I wanted to go see the Hatfields and McCoy. Yeah, I like people fighting, especially some older people, you know, mountain people. I like that. They're kind of like me. But you want to go to the comedy barn. But Uncle Jeb, the comedy barn is funny. I like to go to the comedy barn. The problem is you embarrass me. You know, they get you in there, and you get to hollering and everything, and you know, it just embarrasses me, Uncle Jeb. I love to travel with you. I love to go with you. You're a good old boy, sir. You know, I say boy, but you're really a sir. But you're a good old boy. I like that. Georgia Bubba likes Uncle Jeb. In fact, I shouldn't say. You'll get upset. Well, what you gonna say? You got some words you gotta say about me? What? You see how I'm treated around here? I don't get no respect. No respect to all these young people. You know what? I just don't understand Georgia Bubba. He's over here sniveling, snotting, saying words or don't say words or whatever. Say what you mean, Georgia Bubba. You know what? What is the problem is here? Just say it. Just say it right out. Uncle Jeb, what I was going to say is, I love you. Love me? Oh, my gosh. This is getting sappy. This is worse than, Robert out on a date with his girlfriend. Yeah, Rob, I know about that. Hey, but, we went up at that comedy bar, and we had a pretty good old time, We're going to tell you about that. We saw Rob up there, at the comedy bar. We're going to tell you about that. But, Georgia Bubba, did you like your comedy bar? I missed the Hatfields and McCoys. We got to go back. Yes, Uncle Jeb, I did. And it was funny to see Rob there. We'll have to tell you about that in just a few moments. But my favorite part of the comedy bar was the dogs. Dogs? You can see dogs anywhere you want. You can go to the animal rescue lines and see dogs. Well, these are rescue dogs too, Uncle Jeb. But they teach them tricks and stuff. Tricks? You little people, you just want to make a little video, TikTok and all that. We'll be right back, folks. I'm telling you what, I got to get him off the screen. He's messing up my show. Here you are, the Jeb and Bubba show, and I am Jeb. I'm the boss. We're going to tell you about Rob at the comedy bar in just a minute. Hey, it's Uncle Jeb again. Hey, I changed hats. You like it? Oh, it fell off. You know what? It's funny. You know what? I got, you see my bald head, kind of like Rob, or really like Dave, Hat come off, but I got this new hat. Hold on. I had to pick it up, it just fell right off my old head, Well, I stole it from Dave. He's got a big old fat head, Big fat head Dave. That's his MAGA hat. I like it. I wanted to wear this hat because I wanted to address Mr. Elon Musk, Mr. Doge himself. Let me tell you something, Bob. I've met the president. I've met me and Georgia Bubba, even though Georgia Bubba tripping and stumbling all over the Oval Office, there at the Resolute desk. But I have met the president. I've been in the Oval Office with the president. And yes, you have too. But I want to tell you what, these things you're saying about him, they better stop. I'm going to tell you what, you're going to get a visit from Uncle Jeb. I don't know about Georgia Bubba. I just wonder, Elon, just how big a boy are you? I mean, I've seen you on TV. You don't look very big, South Africa and all. I'm going to tell you what, us Georgia boys, we know how to take care of somebody like you, talking about our president like that. It better not happen again. In fact, you need to give a big old apology to Elon, to the president. You don't have no business talking about the commander-in-chief like that. He's been good to you. You know what? You can go make electric cars and rocket ships and all that. Whatever you do, I don't know what all you do. But I'm going to tell you what, we don't put up that down here in the South. We just don't talk back to our people in authority and stuff like that. You know what? We just don't do things like that. I mean, you're the kind of guy that would call up a guy's wife. You know what? Instead of being a man about it. And you get on the press. You get out there in the press. You're not being a man. Come on, man up. You know what? Go up there and talk to him in person. Just again, how big a boy are you? You better get it right. You know what? Because Uncle Jeb is ticked off, and you don't talk to our president like that. You got that, boy? Get you some of that.
Hey folks, Georgia Bubba here for the Southern Farm Podcast. I want to tell you what, Uncle Jeb, he gives me a hard time about TikTok. I like TikTok. You know what? It's made for little fellas like me. I get on there. You can use anything for the good or the bad. I like to look at those videos about church and hymns, and there's a whole bunch of folks on there that sings about Jesus, and I like that. And so I just got one question, Mr. President, like Uncle Jeb, acting like he's the only one that met the president. I met him too. He's a good man. I want to know, when is TikTok going to be sold? I don't want to lose all my followers. I don't want to lose all my friends on TikTok and be sent somewhere else. Come on, sir. We need to get this settled. Why don't you just buy it yourself? I know you've got Truth Social, but that's a little old for me. I'm a youngin'. TikTok, sir. Mr. President, please get this company sold. I don't want to lose all. I don't want to have to rebuild my social media. I have a backup. I'm not going to say what it is because I want to keep my TikTok. Starting a campaign. starting a campaign to save TikTok from Georgia Bubba. Prayer works. Yes, God answers prayer. You say you're going to pray for TikTok? No, I'm going to pray for the president to make a good decision about TikTok. Georgia Bubba for the Southern Fried Podcast, and we out!
Well, good evening, afternoon, night, whichever it is, or morning, it don't matter. I'm Rob from the Southern Fried Podcast. One of the things Dave and I really, really love to do is highlight things that are totally and completely Southern, especially here in Georgia. Just to let y'all know, we have another special event coming up that we are going to, the Sowega Ag Fest. Now, I know you've heard me talk about it on the show, but, you know, I just want to remind everybody in this area that, and even beyond, that this is one of the greatest things about Georgia is we really appreciate the farmers and the people and the amount of work, the stress of their life. I mean, we appreciate what our farmers do, all of them. And we have the Sowega Ag Fest coming up here in Camilla, Georgia. And Camilla's close to everywhere. Y'all come on out, help them celebrate. Let's celebrate Southwest Georgia agriculture. I mean, Sowega, Southwest Georgia. It's a very special place. It's great. All the people that live here are just wonderful. We think the world of all of them. We want everybody to come out and help celebrate the farmers. And we really appreciate you guys. Y'all do a lot of hard work and you're very underappreciated at times. And it's just so nice to celebrate just the history and the people that make this area great. I'm going to throw this schedule of events up. The Sowega Ag Fest will actually begin on Saturday, July the 12th. They're going to have an Ag Fest parade. The motto is going to be from the ground up, starting at 9:30 a.m. That's going to also have the Sowega Ag Fest Arts Show and dinner at 7:30 p.m. that night. On Sunday, July the 13th, the next day, they're going to have a Sowega Ag Fest bake-off. And I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Let me tell you eye to eye, face to face, you're going to want to buy some tokens for this one because you're going to want to try everything that's out there. Because let me tell you something, these farmers are hard workers, and these women folk that are out there with them, their wives, their mothers, their grandparents, everybody, aunts, uncles, daughters, children, oh, they can cook. You're going to want to get some tokens for this. The following 13th, on July the 17th, they're going to have a Mitchell Baker Farmer Appreciation Dinner at 7 p.m. Hey, absolutely. Y'all deserve this. You farmers, y'all get there. On Saturday, July the 19th, we're going to have the Sowega Ag Fest Barbecue Chicken Cook-Off. You're also going to have the Sowega Ag Fest Festival. The vendors are lining up to get in there for this one. Also, we're going to be there. Yes, Southern Fried Podcast is going to be dropping in. We're going to be a part. Come by and say hi to me and Dave, and just come on there and say hi if you want to. You know, come on out. We're going to be going around talking to folks. We're going to be interviewing the vendors. We're going to go out there and sample some of that barbecue chicken too. You can believe that, because we some big old boys. And so we're going to be at the Sowega Ag Festival. It's going to be running from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, the chicken cook-off is going to start at 8 a.m. So I'm pretty sure some of that chicken's going to be ready there. So, hey, what a lunch. Now, the following Saturday, oh, what better way to celebrate agriculture than having a beauty pageant? We got some beauty queens down here. Let me go ahead and tell you. But we got on the 26th, which is the next Saturday, we have the Sowega Ag Fest Baby and Junior Miss Pageant starting at 2 p.m. And then we're going to have the Sowega Ag Fest Teen and Miss Pageant starting at 6 p.m. Now, y'all, come on. You know that's going to be fun. So y'all save these dates. Y'all make time in your schedule to get out and check these things out, because this is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of celebration. It's celebrating our farmers. It's celebrating Sawega, Georgia. Y'all come on. There's a contact number down there at the bottom for event applications. Or if you have any questions, or you can contact Sawega AgFest at gmail.com. Or you can email us directly here at Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. If you need more information, your first and best bet will be to reach out to them. But if something happens and you need to or whatever, and you want to contact us, that'll be just fine. We will get you the information as well. So y'all come on out to the Sawega Ag Fest in Camilla, Georgia, and let's just celebrate this, our farmers and our whole state. Y'all come on. You'll be glad you did. You won't regret any of it. So, hey, thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. Y'all come on out to see Dave and myself on the 19th. Y'all come on out to the Ag Fest. It starts early, and, it's going to actually be starting on the 12th. The week before is when it starts. So, y'all come on. Let's celebrate it. It's going to be fun, and I think you'll all enjoy it. Come on down for some Southern hospitality in Camilla, Georgia. And to all you farmers, we give you a great old big salute and thank you for all that you do. We'll see you soon.
Hey, Uncle Jeb here for the Southern Fried Podcast. And yes, the Jeb and Bubba show. Jeb and Bubba. Well, we told you that we went to the Comedy Barn. Bubba, he wanted to go to the Comedy Barn. We talked about that. Well, we went to the old Comedy Barn, and I went in there and, I got us some popcorn and some drinks. They're kind of high. I'm kind of a thrifty kind of guy. But you know what? I wanted to see Bubba have a good time, because he kind of cries about stuff, if you don't spend enough money. I mean, he starts whining, So I said, well, let's have a good time. We'll get some popcorn and candy and drinks and stuff, And, they're pretty funny old fellas in there. I mean, they kind of got it laughing and, they call people up. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. And, and they got them dogs. I'm going to let Georgia Bubba talk about them dogs. There goes my hat again. Hold on. I'm back, that hat. I don't have as much hair up there anymore, and my hat gets to falling and everything. I'm getting to be kind of an old man. Don't tell anybody I said that. But, we went there to that Comedy Barn. Well, my hat's not straight. Hold on. That's a lot better, I got to look good, Rob says he's the clickbait. No, it's Uncle Jeb. Well, anyway, we went to that Comedy Barn, if you've ever been there. I mean, it was kind of funny, and I laughed a little bit, Well, then they had an intermission and things, started coming back after intermission. Let me tell you, they try to get you to buy that video and, all that, Well, Bubba, he wanted to buy that thing like $25 or something. I don't know. I said, well, you ain't never going to get out of here. I'm going to spend $100 in here. And that ain't counting the tickets, But you got to spend it, I guess, on these little fellers. To me, I just sit in the truck and take my little nip. Well, we sat there and we had a good time. Well, after intermission, wouldn't you know it, we didn't even know he was in there. Rob was in there. How did he even know he was going to Pigeon Forge? And then how did he know that we were going to be at the Comedy Barn? He didn't. I mean, it was just a fluke. We keep running into this guy wherever we go. He's in a Comedy Barn, and we got in there, and they call people out of the audience. Well, wouldn't you know it, they called him up. I said, oh, this is great. I'm over there at Goose and Bubba. I said, check this section out. We got Rob at the Comedy Barn. What's funny about him, Well, let me tell you, it got hilarious. You know what? He's kind of chunky. I talked about his pants falling down. Well, while he was going down there, part of his, I don't know how to say it nicely, a little bit of his rear end was showing, I mean, he looked like one of those guys that wears his pants down around, we won't talk about that. But, everybody's laughing, and Rob's, he thinks they're laughing at him because he's dancing and acting kind of goofy, like, yeah, let's get with it. Well, they were laughing because part of his butt was showing, I don't know if it's okay to say butt, but better than that other word, But, hey, he was showing his butt. Me and Georgia Bubba back there, I mean, we're just dying. We're having a ball. I even throw some popcorn up that way, and I got in trouble. You know what? They sent somebody out there and said if I didn't stop throwing popcorn, they're going to have to ask me to leave. And it made me mad. I said, well, I was just throwing them at my friend. He's down there showing his butt. They said, well, we think you're showing yours. I said, hey, what are you talking about showing mine? He said, well, if you don't act right, we're going to have to ask you to leave. I said, who's doing the asking? He said, the manager. I said, well, you just go up back there and ask that manager, just how big a boy are you? Well, he did. And he come on back down there, and there was 3 of them. And let me tell you, they were big enough, and they throwed us out of the comedy barn. Oh, my goodness. I got to have that video now just to see what Rob did. I didn't even get to see it. Jeb and Bubba got to stay. He shriveled up and sunk under the seat. He wouldn't stand up with me. I'm going to get him, too. He'll be up here in a minute telling his part of this story. Well, you know what? They throw me out. I just sit in the truck, my little nip. And but I'm mad. I want to tell you, I wish I just went to that Hatfield McCoy's anyway. Get you some of that, boys.
Hey folks, Jeb and Bubba here for the Southern Fried, I couldn't speak tonight, podcast. Hey, I heard Uncle Jeb, I was down here listening to him, just going on about the comedy barn. Well, he embarrasses me. He embarrasses me everywhere we go, but I have a good time with him. But this time just takes the cake, as they say here in the South. I want to tell you, Jeb and Bubba, I did crawl on the seat. He embarrassed me so much. We were having a good time, we were up there eating popcorn, candy. Uncle Jeb bought us some stuff. I appreciate him doing that, You know what I can say? If you can get money out of Uncle Jeb, you know how you do that? God answers prayer. I want to tell you, he's tight. Well, I want to tell you, I like the old man. I do. I love him. But he gets on my nerves and he embarrasses me. Well, we was in the comedy barn, and sure enough, he's right. Rob was there. Rob was there. And yeah, he did show a little bit of his rear. I didn't want to say the wrong word. Rear. But, Uncle Jeb really was making more of it. The people weren't laughing at Rob. They were laughing at Uncle Jeb because he was making such a ruckus. And he said that they come down there and got on to him about throwing popcorn. It wasn't because he threw one piece of popcorn, Uncle Jeb. You're lying. I guess I shouldn't say lies. Don't get on to me now. But it's the truth. I was always taught to tell the truth. Uncle Jeb, maybe I shouldn't say lie. Maybe stretch the truth. He did throw popcorn. He threw the whole box of popcorn. He was laughing and cackling. He says he went out the truck and got that nip. What he didn't tell you was he was in that nip before he ever got in the comedy barn, and he was feeling no pain, as they say. And he got to showing his rear end, yes. And they did send 3 big old boys in there to show how big they were, and they were police officers. And they made him leave, and I didn't want to miss the show, so I hit on the seat. Uncle Jeb, you embarrassed me. It was a funny show. I love the dogs. They do rescue dogs there. It was great. I had a great time, and Rob did good, and we got the video, and I hope I can go back. But Uncle Jeb, he can't go back. Happens every time. It's Jeb and Bubba, Southern Fried Podcast. We'll see you on the other side. God bless.
Uncle Jeb's got his overalls on, he's hollering down the lane. Georgia Bubba's hiding his face, thinking, here we go again. Jeb's got a jug of moonshine, stories too wild to tell. Bubba's blushing but laughing, he knows Jeb's raising hell. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb wherever he goes. They fished down at the creek, Jeb lost his right boots, hollered that dang catfish just stole my Sunday suit. Bubba rolled his eyes but stayed by his old friend's side. Through all those wild misadventures, it's a heck of a ride. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb wherever he goes. They fished down at the creek, Jeb lost his right boots, hollered that dang catfish just stole my Sunday suit. Bubba rolled his eyes but stayed by his old friend's side. Through all those wild misadventures, it's a heck of a ride. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb wherever he goes. Bubba knows someday these tales will fade to dust, but even through his grumbles, Jeb has earned his trust. Forever shout and holler, there's a twinkle in his eye. Bubba wouldn't trade him, not till the day he dies. Down at the county fair, Jeb's dancing with the pigs. Bubba tries to pull him out, but Jeb's just doing jigs. Let him laugh, Georgia Bubba. Jeb bellows through the dirt. Life ain't about looking pretty, it's about grass stains on your shirt. Oh, Uncle Jeb, you're crazy as they come, yelling at the rooster like the world's come undone. Bubba shakes his head, but deep down he knows life's sweeter with Jeb.